You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin, here with one of our favorite guests of the show, Rebecca Cafiero, Forbes business and PR strategist, podcast expert. We're talking about podcasts right now, which is just, I love the subject. And before we move on, I want to wrap up our conversation about podcasts because I know you have a profit method. So talk to me about this profit method, because that's a key word, and I think everyone's going to perk up.
Well, absolutely, because you want it to monetize, right?
Yes.
I mean, there is a strategy, but the idea is like anything we're doing for marketing, the whole idea is to drive sales. The thing about podcasting is you get to talk about your business, and it feels fun, and it's organic. So the profit method, we'll make it fast. The P is for pitching. Like, it's not going to happen if you don't put yourself out there. Yes. You have to ask for what you want, right? And like we talked about earlier, doing it well, doing it with integrity, and adding value. The R is relationship building. Most people don't understand that podcast hosts like me often have programs. They might have live events. They're like the show Storage Wars. You don't know what's behind the door, you know? So one podcast host could introduce you to other hosts, could introduce you to other opportunities.
Yes.
So the more you relationship build, in fact, that's how why I'm here.
Right.
Because someone I knew said, hey, I think you'd be great for this show.
Yeah.
Because
and then you've introduced us to other guests who've come on the show. So yeah, it's, you never know.
Quantity, not quality, or quality, not quantity, right? The O is that you need to have an offer, but what most people think is that they need to sell something, and you should never sell, because people are consuming the podcast for free. So you don't want to like sell and offer a product for two
And as
reasons.
soon as I hear that, I tune out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because then it's just a long advertisement.
Right.
For two reasons, though, is because podcasts are evergreen. So you might have someone listens to it 4 or 5 years after you put it out there, right? So an offer is like a listener gift. So literally, I could say like, oh, I'm going to offer you my 4-in-1 irresistible pitch templates, and they could go to my website and they can download that. So on the episode, making that listener gift or that value-driven thing that's going to send them to your website.
So put in code America Trends or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Because then that's evergreen.
Exactly.
Yep, got
it's evergreen. So whatever you're promoting at that time, you have them go and get that thing.
Yeah.
The F is for follow-up, just very important. Podcasters they're not always actively podcasting. They might be on hiatus. So follow up and always add value. Don't just say like, did you see it in the inbox? Like remark on a recent episode. The I is for impact. None of this works if it is not really value oriented. Like you have to give how on podcasts. So if it's like a weight loss, like I want to tell my health story, like how did you do it, right? If it's how do you make more money, like what are tangible steps? I
always say this when I go to a conference or something and there's a speaker and they talk about here are these lofty ideas, and I think, okay, tell me 2-3 things to walk away so I can implement this right now. Yeah.
Because people are going to think about how they feel, but if they walk away just inspired, but they don't know how to do something, or they're not actually called to action to do something, then they're not really, it's not moving their life forward. And you want to give them something tactile that can move their life forward. And then
like this right now.
Like this, exactly. I hope that somebody's pitching me on my podcast after this. They're like, I saw you on America Trends. And then the T is just track the analytics. And when I started tracking, I started realizing, I was like, I had 1 week that we had $47,000 of business come in from one podcast episode in 1 week.
Oh,
and I didn't sell anything.
We just heard that yesterday too, or earlier this week from someone. Yeah, our chocolate maker.
The chocolate,
yes,
the Minister of Chocolate.
Minister of Chocolate,
I love him.
He was on a podcast recently, and same thing happened to him. So those are all really good tips. I want to touch back on the pitch email.
Yes.
Because this is something that I get often, and I think this is a tip for people at home, is to bullet and to be brief and to link somewhere quickly, because when you're reading it, there's not a lot of time, right? So you want to open, I want to know who it's from, why do I care, how can I see you? Or I guess podcasts, you're not always visual, but I want to know quickly what I'm dealing with, right? I don't want 4 paragraphs.
That for when I'm on podcast, that is literally my listener gift, and it's on my website, is the 4-in-1 irresistible pinch template. It's for podcasting, speaking, etc. And it is literally, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I always say like, compliment them first. Everyone it needs to be, authentic.
Yeah.
But like, what did you love about a recent episode? Who are you? Like 2 lines, not, a 3-paragraph bio.
Yes.
And then what are 3 things that you can bring to their audience? And I'm going to give a tip away here that is going to make people pitch better. If you go to iTunes, there's a show description, and it will actually show like, this show is for these type of people and it's about this. It literally gives you exactly what they're looking for. So how can you deliver that? And what are your 2 or 3 like really great sensational topics that will help deliver that to those listeners?
Yes, absolutely. Because people have pitched for us and they talk about, hey, for business owners and entrepreneurs. And then I know that they know what the show is for. They know who watches BizTV. But other people might say, oh, we're going to talk about diapers or whatever it may be. I don't know. They still pitch me on talking about diapers, and I haven't had kids in diapers since, for a long time. So that's interesting. Okay, so let's talk, let's segue into social proofing your business. So talk about, what does social proofing even mean?
So social proof is a currency in business, right? It's basically, we talk about the no, like, and trust.
Street cred?
It is street cred. It's a nicer term for street cred. That's exactly what it is, Mary.
Okay.
Street cred. Right. So social proof is this idea that, like, I hate to say it's about masses, but it's really this idea that if other people have tried and liked something, that it must be good. So we can think about Yelp, right? Like, if tonight I'm in San Diego, it's not where I live, and so if I want to go find a great sushi restaurant, I go onto Yelp and I, put in sushi, and if there's 2 restaurants that come up, and one is a 4.5 star rating, but it's got 20 reviews, and one is a 4.4 star rating, but it's got 5,000 reviews. What is the social proof saying? It's saying that I'm probably going to go to the one with even a little bit lower rating because tons of people have said it's still really good.
Yeah, right.
And there's different types of social proof.
That makes a lot of sense.
There's expert or authority, which is like, that could be an industry authority, that could be a celebrity. I was
going to say, do influencers fall into this category?
They do, but I think things are really changing. I think that people are paying a little bit less attention. I think it depends on age demographic, but people are wiser to it.
Yeah, because it's been around now for a while, and I think people are getting a little tired of it.
Yeah, that's why micro-influencers right now are really, like, pretty trendy, because
which would be
influencers with smaller audiences that it feels a lot more authentic versus, like, McDonald's paid me to advertise whatever.
Right.
So there's celebrity or authority. There is user, which is just, hey, users are using us. It's like photos, it's reviews, etc. There's crowd, and that's a little different than user, because crowd is like, hey, again, think back to McDonald's, like billions and billions served. It's like lots of people are utilizing our business, our products.
Right.
And then the one that I actually like the best, I call it, is friend social proof. It's when a friend or a trusted person is like,
that's the best.
Here's your person. And I mean, women, we tend to refer more.
Right.
But if you get a referral from a friend, you are so much more likely to use that than even going to Yelp.
I mean, I do it with almost everything. I don't even know if they're the best, but I was just looking for a handyman. I mean, it's a simple idea, but I'm like, I want to know someone that knows this person, especially because they're coming into my home. But in a bigger sense, whatever it may be, getting that friend to review, but then you have to, how do you put that on your page? Like, how do you communicate the social proof, the street cred?
Yeah. So there's a couple ways. And so one is showing customer testimonials or customer, reviews. Most people think, I mean, copywriting is amazing, but most people don't understand that a really well done review, or just like, it could even be one line, right, is more valuable than well-written marketing copy. So, like, put your customer testimonials out there.
Right.
Ask them what they're thinking, or capture that. Especially with social media, it's so easy. If someone tags you in a story, like, share that to a highlight.
Right.
Or put it on your website. And it shouldn't just be on a testimonial or praise page. You should have some type of testimonial on every single page of the website.
Yes, and a couple, like, all the way through.
Absolutely. Where you can click through them.
Right.
So that's one. The other, and I know we may have time to talk about this, is really a clear niche or brand promise, a very clear, concise statement of what you do, who you serve, etc. And then the third is, and this sounds so basic, is a clear call to action. People want to know what to do next. So the more that you
a big old red button.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, as big as you can get.
Download
For old
now.
ladies like me, I want it big.
Yeah, buy now.
Call it out. What a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you'll come back again.
Anytime.
It's not that close for you, but we love having you here. We'll zoom in next time and then fly you down another time. And everyone home, thank you for watching America Trends. We've got more after this break. You can find us on social media at America Trends TV, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll see you back in a minute.